welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. And today we're gonna do a labor and delivery story. But first, I want y'all to go down to the comment section, and I want you guys to ask me questions so that I can do a Q&A next, so that you guys can get to know me a little bit better. You can get ready, get started. Alright, let's get started on the video. September 16th, 2019 is when I had her. At about 1 o'clock that morning, I remember being in a lot of pain, so I went and took a really hot bath, and it pretty much helped everything. It got me back to sleep, but I still didn't sleep good that night, because that next morning my mom had to wake me up so that I could go to... Yeah. So my mom had to wake me up to take me to the doctor's appointment that I had that morning at 10, and I basically begged her not to make me go, but she made me anyways. But we got to the doctor's appointment, and she checked to see if I was dilated any, and the first thing she said is, "You're at a good 4 centimeters dilated, you gotta go to the hospital, you're in labor." And I got really happy, but also scared. Like, I got happy because I was like, I finally get to meet my baby, my little girl. But then I got scared because throughout my whole pregnancy, I was scared of actually having the baby. I mean, who's not really, I guess. But, so we went across the parking lot to the hospital, and my mom called my dad to tell him what was going on, and I called her dad to tell him what was going on. And we got checked into the hospital around 11 in the morning, and they started me on some medicine to speed along the process, I guess, and it ended up working too fast for them because they were super busy, so they had to take me off of it, and then I was in pain for hours, having really bad contractions because of the medicine that they gave me, and they weren't able to get me an epidural or anything, and I was only like at a 6 or so. So I was kind of just stuck there in bed in pain, kind of. And finally, they gave me the epidural. And it was probably about 5 o'clock. And I finally got it. And it didn't work at first. Like, I was still feeling contractions. So the doctor that gave me the epidural came back in about 5 minutes later, and I told him that I could still feel him, and then he had to give me a shot and 2 pumps of medicine through the epidural, and then he came back 10 minutes later to make sure it was working, and it finally was, and I could not feel a thing. I couldn't hold up my legs, nothing. If you don't know, an epidural, you're basically numb from like here down. Like, you cannot feel a thing. But after I got my epidural, I actually slept for about an hour and a half, but a nurse came in after I woke up, and she said, "I was just checking on you. I saw on the monitor that the baby's heart rate got really low." So they were in and out of there checking that, and then it got to a point where one of the nurses had to hold up her head in the birthing canal. So, and as soon as she would stop holding up her head, her heart rate would get extremely low again. So she was having to hold up her head, and then they got this peanut ball thing that they propped my legs up on, and it actually worked for a while, but the heart rate was still jumping around a little bit, and I was tilted upside down pretty much to keep her in more, pretty, like, instead of her coming out, I guess. They had me propped back so that she wouldn't go down farther and make it worse because of her heart rate. And but everyone was in the room, like all my visitors, they were in the room at this time, and then about 7:20 or so, the doctor just came in and said, everybody out, she has to start pushing. So everybody got out of the room, only her father stayed, and my mom, she told me that she would stay, but I didn't really want her to. I didn't want her to see all that, and she didn't really either. She had 4 kids and never like looked or nothing. She didn't want to see it, so. But she did tell me that she'd be there if I wanted her to, but I didn't want her to, so she wasn't. Anyway, so while I was pushing, her heart rate was dropping every time I pushed. So, you trying to tell the story of your heart rate? Yeah. 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 Okay. So, her heart rate was dropping during contractions while I was pushing, and so the doctor told me that if you don't push her out, we're gonna have to do an emergency C-section. And so she let me push a few more times, and I remember looking at the clock, it was like 7:50 or so, and I was like, I gotta have this baby before 8, or they're gonna have to do an emergency C-section, and I did not want that. I did not want that at all. I felt like a C-section was way scarier than just having a baby, because that's like surgery. I did not want to get that done. But the doctor actually used these things. I don't know what they're called, but they're basically like tongs, and helped. She pulled at, like, the tongs basically went on Ella's head while she was still inside of me, and she pulled while I was pushing, and then finally at 7:59 she came out and was born. And it was really scary at first because they had to make sure she was okay because of how her heart rate was dropping, and honestly, when she came out, she was all purple. It scared me so bad, and like the whole room was silent, and then all of a sudden the doctor, like, I guess, like, spanked her butt or whatever, and she finally woke up and started breathing, and then she started crying, and it was a huge relief. But the first thing that I said was, is she okay? Because she did not look good, like, when she first came out. It was really scary. But before I got to hold her and everything, they did have to make sure she was okay. So I didn't get to hold her for like the first 10 minutes, and I was like kind of upset, but I understood. I just wanted them to make sure she was okay, so. And she was, and now she is 6 months old. She's army crawling and saying mama, and she's talking a lot. She's talked through this whole video, I think. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.